Hello, and welcome to the virtual Scandinavia House and today's book event celebrating Sami for the Nordic Council Literary Prize. Joining us today is Mary Ailonieida Sombán Mari, and this will be moderated by Lisa Monica Aslaksen. In 1952, the Nordic Council decided to cooperate closely in the wake of the Second World War, and they formed the Nordic Council. The Nordic Council and the Nordic cooperations include Denmark, Iceland, Finland, and Norway, the Åland Islands and the Baltic Sea, the Sami peoples of Northern Norway, Sweden, and Finland, the Faroe Islands, and Greenland. One of the goals of this cooperation is to make the Nordic Council the most integrated and the most sustainable region in the world. To celebrate its 10-year anniversary in 1962, the Nordic Council created its literary prize. This was exactly 60 years ago, and every year since has paid tribute to the very best of Nordic literature and rewarded some of the finest works in this vast region. There was one winner in the Sami language, and that was Niels Aslag Vakapala in 1991. This year's winner will be announced on November 1st in Helsinki, Finland. This talk is being recorded and will be made available on our website, scandinavias.org, and as well as our YouTube page. Feel free to ask questions in the Q&A sections, and we'll get to them towards the end of the program. Mary Ailonieida Sombán Mari has been a pioneer in the Sami language for several literary genres and has published many solid works, including the first children's book in 1976, the first Sami erotic novel in 2004, which is told from the woman's perspective. She was nominated for the Nordic Council Literature Prize in 2016 for her children's and young people's books, Beaivváš the Little Reindeer, and that's not been translated to English yet. She was nominated for the Hedda Prize in 2013 for the play The White Reindeer. She is among the Sami writer pioneers who established the Sami's Writers Association in 1979. And moderating tonight is Lisa Monica Aslaksen. She's an assistant professor in Sami literature at the UIT, the Arctic University of Norway, where she's been teaching since 2021. From 2007 to 2021, she has been the head of section and senior advisor at the language department at the Sami Parliament. Her research interests are Sami literature, Sami cultural history, and Sami literary didactics. So please welcome Mari and Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will be moderating this talk, and I have Mari next to me. Hi. And I'm thanking you for having us here, and we are very happy that we can talk about Mari's book Beaivváš, mánát, Leve, blant, reptiler. And we will start to talk about the book, and Mari will also read some poems from the book. Mari, how was it that you wrote this book? What was the background of it?
The background for the whole edition is that I was asked by an organization which is for art in official rooms, HORO, kunstig offentlig rum in Norwegian. And they were going to celebrate Tromsø Lærerhøgskole, the teachers' educational department here in Tromsø, for 200 years jubilee that they've been having this education. So I started, of course, to research what was up with that school. And at the beginning, I had this very romantic idea that I would write about people who met at the teachers' school, fell in love, and how their mission became. But then when I started to researching it, I went to this school. The old school were still standing there. And then I first met a woman, Kari, and she was related to Elsa Laura Renberg, which is our pioneer female here in Sámi. She's the founder of all Sámi organizations, for example, for Sámi rights. Then I met historians there who very straightly told me that this whole school had been established just with the purpose of Norwegicizing the Sámi people. And that came as an absolute bomb, an absolute shock for me. I was not aware of that fact. And that was very shocking to learn that the whole establishment had that in mind. And I had been going through that kind of school, and which had been very terrible, very oppressive schooling. So that's that's how it became that I wrote this book.
Yeah. When I read the poems, I can feel like anger, and I can see when you found out what the school was about. I can almost touch the anger when I read the poems, because you're telling about the history, from before the Norwegian about, you have written about Thomas von Westen,
the missionary who used to raid forests, hide in the forest in order to kidnap young Sámi boys for a priest school.
Yeah. So this is a really cruel history.
It is, unfortunately, it is very cruel, extremely cruel, but it's also important that we place that history, that we have a place to put it.
Yeah. And also when I see the book cover, it's in gold, you see, and it has the title is in 2 languages. It's Beaivváš mánát, Children of the Sun, and Leve, blant, reptiler, living among reptiles. And when you read the book, it's also in 2 languages, but the poems are not the same.
No.
and then I also see the difference when I read the poems. I can both the languages, and I can sense there is a different vibe when you read it in Sámi. Is there a purpose about it? Is there something behind it?
Yeah, somehow it was a little bit automatic, that I mainly focused on the history, the cruel history, while I was writing it in Norwegian. But while I was writing it in Sámi, then it turned more over to the awakening phase of our people. Yeah. And
you're also very direct in I think when you write in Norwegian, that they that they really understand how cruel the history is.
Yeah, but the Norwegians aren't very familiar with this history either. It has not been, it's been hidden from the Norwegian people. I mean, they are not very familiar with this history. So it can be a little bit shocking for them to learn what's been going on.
Yeah. And I think not only for the Norwegian, but maybe only for the Sámi also doesn't, all the Sámi doesn't know the history. You have written about the clothing also, the Sámi gakti.
Yeah.
They had the hats before and they were taken away from them, but they are now coming back. As you write, there are people who are fighting for the language and the culture.
Yeah, people are fighting, and you're right that I wasn't even aware of the history that all these terrible teachers that we had at school, that they were coming from that school, from which I was then to write about. So then all this torture that we had to go through in childhood came back, and so I had to express it.
Yeah, and that was what they were supposed to do, that you couldn't speak Sami at school.
Yeah. No, we weren't. We were not allowed to speak Sami language at school, or anything like that, and that's why they built this boarding schools where we were, kind of hold hostage, not allowed to be in our own culture, which is very, very unnatural, that children and youth shall not belong to their own culture. So yeah, very strange indeed.
But when I see this book, it has a very nice cover, and also the paper, but the pictures also.
Yeah.
So this is an art. All the book is like art.
Maybe we should show some pictures inside.
So, yeah. Okay, I can
from the beginning show that one. This one. Yeah.
Could you tell about the picture?
Yeah, they are kind of inspired from the universe. And besides, in case anyone is going to Tromsø or coming to Tromsø soon, or being in Tromsø even, then I have a exhibition opening at Tromsø Kunstforening the 28th of October, 6 o'clock. So everyone, if possible, welcome. So there we're gonna show. It's gonna be my first official art show in an official institution. So that's gonna be very, very exciting.
Yeah. And you also won a prize.
Yes.
Already won a prize. I'm hoping you win another one.
Okay. But yeah, it was very cool. It's named as the most beautiful book in Norway of year 21. 2021.
Yeah. So showing you the cover, it's in gold, but you can also see the Sami pattern.
Yeah.
They use it in the clothing.
Yeah.
So it has a lot of details.
It has. Has.
And also I think the paper also is artistic.
Yeah, it's made by artists.
Yeah, so you can see
my publisher is an artist, and she has a wonderful team. Hi to Petri and Tanya. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're hoping it will win another award. But even if the book cover is really nice and it has won the prize of being the most beautiful book, but it contains really cruel history.
Yeah, but it was within that prize. They are aware of it.
How was it to write it? Did you, when you write these poems, how did you feel about it?
Well, of course, while I'm writing it, I feel somewhat cool because I am in control and all of that. But yeah, I must admit that sometimes I stirred up my own anger in order to get the true feelings come true. So yeah, I kind of dove into that. So yeah.
Yeah, because when I read it, I can almost feel I can feel it, because you say it so direct, and you can't misunderstand it.
Okay.
But when I read the Sami poems, then I feel, oh, now we're talking about our culture like we talk.
Yeah.
But because here comes also the mythology,
Yeah. Okay.
the sun, how important, and also the gods.
Yeah. Mm.
And also I really like the poem, the Superman poem.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and it shows how strong the Sami women are.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Now people are getting curious with the poem.
But really, I think all the book itself, I'm hoping that it will get the prize for the Nordic Council Literature Prize. But I know this history is new for so many people, also for the Norwegian, as you said before.
And the same history goes for the Swedes, the Finns, the Danes with the Greenlandic people, and yeah, so it's not only Norwegians in that club, it's Swedes and Finns, and Danes as well. Yeah, so and I belong to that fraction who believes that it might be the literature industry that's in charge, the book industry, and they decide. Yeah.
But even though this history has to be told.
Yeah, but it is told.
Yeah, it is told.
Yeah.
And they here in Norway, we have authors who write in Sami, and you are one of the who has been from the beginning.
Yeah.
For 40 years ago.
Yeah.
With the first children book.
Yeah.
And you have also been starting the Sami Writers Association.
Yes.
So you have really done what you also talk about in the
it's something walk your talk.
Maybe we should read some poems.
Yeah. Okay. I can pretend that I'm reading from the book. Which one would you like me to start with?
We can start with While They Burn Me.
Yeah, okay. While they burn me, I am born in the smoke that rose when they lit and burned our sacred drums. I am in the ash that Begganmai, the wind god, brought. I take form in the raw calls of cranes when they begin to kill our nature. I am in those stars who keep track and hover, if you are wondering when you might see me.
This poem is written in Sami.
Yeah.
And it's a very strong poem, I think.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And this is the old history, with the cruel history, really, when they took away the drums from the Sami people.
Yeah, no, but it's my true pain that all of our ancient old sacred drums that they were robbed away and burned, and those that weren't burnt are at museums pretty much all over the world. I even heard that somewhere in Mexico, in fact. And yeah, so it's a sad story, and I think we've managed to get one drum back.
Yeah, and it's recently.
Recently, yes. Me and Lisa Monica Aslaksen, we went to Copenhagen in the late 70s already, and demanded that they give our artifacts back, all of our art, our drums, our sacred objects back to the people. And it turned out it was a movement across all of the planet, with the people from many cultures who they've been robbing, and they were all these people. We were demanding our things back. So at least one drum.
Okay, shall we continue reading?
Yes.
And read Burned at the Stake.
Yeah. Who would believe with their basic Norwegian human rights secured, such hell could break loose, yelling orders right and left. Sami can't do this, Sami can't do that. Sami, dirty, lazy bastards, unclean, devilish fiends, a filthy pack of lies, drunk, thieving demons. But Norwegians then, have Sami ever forbidden them from speaking Norwegian, cursed their faith, forbidden them from going to church? Have Sami ever raided their church, attacked them in it, dragged them out, built a big bonfire and burned the Norwegians alive because they were at church? Have Sami ever leveled all Norwegian churches, burned and rampaged, forcibly taken their homes, forbidden them from speaking their language? Have Sami slaughtered, confiscated, and stolen all Norwegian property, and then lied, twisted the facts, saying it really always was theirs? Have Samis ever written laws for Norwegians, claiming they owned everything in order to win in court, since they had written the laws? Would Sami get so stressed that they would persecute Norwegian children and build big indoctrination centers for them? Would Sami then kidnap their children, keep them away to turn them into proper folk? We never had any agenda with them to force another human being into exile if they actually are humans at all. These cold eyes as inhuman and without feelings as they are.
These are really strong questions.
Yeah, sometimes you have to ask these strong questions.
And these questions, what you ask, they are really what they did to the Sami people.
Yeah, that it is. It is. It's, our history is not so very well known. and many times not even to ourselves, because everything's been so oppressed.
Yeah. I think we just go further on with the magical power.
Okay, yeah, the magical power. The magical power. A people, a beautiful people who lived in pact with nature and the universal laws, and therefore not needing to strive and stress for substance, since everything was one. Everything was us. Everything has always been one. The beautiful people, the peaceful people knew about and how everything worked. Magic's power was open to them. They could walk on water. They spoke with animals. They could run like wolves, change into bears, fly like long-winged birds. Power. Peoples from Europe sought them out. They were widely known for their power to heal instantly, fix relationships, manifest things. They knew all the portals, all the DNA and star codes, and could summon help, power, laughter, life. Everything was in the light. They knew the light portals. They knew how they opened and were activated. They had the power. They had the contact. We were that people. We were that. We were we. Beaivváš mánát, children of the sun.
Now we go back to the ancient mythology also.
Yeah, we go back to the roots.
Yeah, we go back to the roots here.
Yeah.
And this poem really shows the feelings and how the Sami people are. A very beautiful poem.
Yeah, how they were. Yeah, well, but it was, and it became forbidden by law to be like that.
Yeah.
That you would be killed, literally, you would be burned or punished. Yeah, you would be killed if it was discovered that you had any power within yourself. So that's deeply tragic. Deeply tragic, one could say.
Yeah, the Sami people were people of nature.
Yeah,
they had a really
nature and connected to all the powers, and all the powers are connected with the nature and with us as human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here comes Christianity that stops it.
Yeah, here
makes it.
We don't know even if that is the right Christianity. I mean, we have reasons to believe that might be twisted too. Very many things in our history turns out to be twisted, not only here but all around the world, and so on. So when I said I'm talking about reptiles here on that line, then I'm not referring to the peoples of the world. I'm referring to something else. Something else. Yeah.
Maybe the powers.
Those
not one person.
Those nasties that are in powers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have some more poems.
Yeah.
Shall we take the Knights of
arguing. I think we could take this broken.
Yeah, we can take the broken back.
Broken back. This is translated from the Sami text. So even if you maybe have seen the Norwegian text, you won't recognize this. Broken back. In the 60s and 70s, Sami culture lay with a broken back, rolling in a muddy ditch. The people had stopped speaking Sami. The indoctrination was so bad that many had lost their self-esteem and others really believed their dark lies. Ashamed, they were hiding. Many wanted now to become Ryugu and Daja, non-Sámi, and some did it too, whatever it might have cost them, and lived hidden, ashamed, and in self-denial. Some of them became very angry when a few started speaking Sami again to their children and wearing gakti Sami clothing. In the beginning, there were only a few. The rage was intense from those who had hidden, betraying their Saminess and losing their self-worth.
Okay, we're lacking one.
We are lacking a page. I'm very sorry for that. Where
is our third page?
Yeah, we don't. We haven't. Unfortunately. Yes. Oh, very, very sorry. In the beginning, I start from beginning. In the beginning, they were only a few. The rage was intense from those who had hidden, betraying their Saminess and losing their self-worth. Those few were strongly attacked, but they were having their fun, being young, in an atmosphere where anyone who put them down and pointed fingers were just dogs. They had new knowledge about ancient times, which Daja, non-Sámi, had definitely never told them, but which they had researched it themselves. The paths beginning back, behind.
This is the first poem of the Sami.
Yeah.
So this is telling when the Samis are rising up.
Yeah. From the
broken back.
From the book. But it was really very tragic, and the gaktis at this time, the Sami clothing, was very, very. I don't know if people seen. You see the brushes we have now. Yeah. Then they did not wear silver. They had just these safety pins and small, tiny white shawls, and their whole in their gakti that would be this tiny, and now it's like this. Yeah. So it has. And it was very tragic that people really had believed that they'd been put so very low that they believed that they
couldn't wear
they could not be themselves. They were not allowed to be themselves.
And you say so good also here that they are standing from the graft, from the ditch again.
Yeah.
Because they were put in the ditch.
They were kicked in the ditch, and there were no way of exiting the ditch at that time, but people had to make their own, do their own research, go back and find different stories and different information that had been kept very hidden from us, and we were not to know. We were only to believe that we were not worth anything. Yeah.
And this in the 70s, you were also, what did make that you started to write?
Yeah, but I was also those among those who were wearing Sami dresses and speaking Sami to my children and so on. And people were very provocated. Some people, but the elder people were very happy. They would always come and try to give my children money and sweets, candy, and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, because they were so impressed. And some of them actually would tear up and cry too. So it used to be very touching. Yeah.
And this is also when we get the first ever written Sami children's book.
Yes, because I was very shocked that they still didn't have any books for children. Because when I grew up, I always missed that. I missed books in my home and books that I could relate to. It didn't exist then. But if things don't exist, go and create it yourself. That's an advice for everyone.
Yeah, and Mari is a living proof that you can really succeed with it. Yeah. And now we get this story written, and we can see how the Samis have been, how the story is, and how they have really fight to get the rights which they have today.
Yeah, exactly. The rights we have accomplished to get today. None of it came for free. We had to fight every bit of the way in order to get what we have. We have the right to the children have rights to get educated in Sami language at schools and so on, and even at university, as Lisa Monica here is a proof of.
Yes,
modern Sami woman.
We can. They can come here and learn Sami language and
Sami
literature. Shall we read another poem? Living among reptiles.
Yes. Living among reptiles. Hands seeking fire, stones and branches. Finding only plastic cups, tables and steel. Eyes seeking birds, stars, wing beats, clouds, sun, the golden light. Seeing only walls, enclosed structures. Feet seeking soil, sand, earth, stones, shores to walk on, tundra to cross. Finding only thick asphalt over earth's breath, lungs and heart. Within the heart seeking a reassuring word, a gentle nod, a confirmation of belonging. Meeting only hard, cold eyes that have never seen.
It's really deep. I think this is a really deep and also that this poem is in Norwegian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it could be read just this also, that you don't have to know the history.
Yeah. But that should go for everybody.
Yeah, and you can think that you are seeking to the nature, not the asphalt. Yeah, and also it's that you are seeking to belong.
Yeah, seeking belonging or acknowledgement in somehow, in a human way, like people smiling, looking you in the eye, and nodding or something, you know, and yeah.
Yeah, this is a very beautiful way to show really the harsh word racism. Because in some of the poems you can find the themes that the harsh word racism also.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, for some people it might, or I have experienced due to my travels in the world, that it is sometimes it's very hard for some people with color of the skin to understand that we who are white people can get discriminated or experience racism at all. But that's unfortunately not the case. Yeah.
Shall we take one?
Yeah.
Poem?
Yeah.
Children of the Sun.
Yeah. And which it refers to the title Beaivváš mánát, that's Children of the Sun. Or the title is Beaivváš mánát, Leve, blant, reptiler. Children of the Sun / living among reptiles. Children of the Sun, our foremothers and forefathers, min matut, received their power through Beaivváš. Their crown chakras open. They had direct communication with Beaivváš and were therefore children of the sun. It has recently been revealed that it is the great central sun, which had been known earlier as God and the power of God.
It also refers to our
because we literally are from the sun.
Yeah. So we have the myth about the
and some people are.
Yeah. I think we will have one more poem. We have two.
Yeah.
And okay, this is one of my that I really.
You have done the introduction
of this poem already about the super mom.
Yeah. So here comes super mom. When is mother coming home? My super mom, born in ancient times, with light steps gathers meat the marrow bone, mixes blood into dough for the day's dinner of dumplings. She travels, gathers small pieces of northern lights to fringe the shawls. Of snow she sews light white reindeer boots. Unripe cloudberries open and ripen in her midnight sun. With strong clear voice she yoicks when joy erupts waiting for Mom at twilight. I can hear her among the birch trees. It's my super mom, born in ancient times, yoiking.
Yeah, the poem tells all. I think this really tells about the history also, but also about the Sami women, how important they are, how important roles they have.
Yeah, the Sami elderly women, they are really something else. And I believe maybe both of us had moms like that. You do as they say.
Yeah, you don't argue.
That's the bottom line. Very matriarchic. We used, we had a nickname for Mom among my siblings. Secretly, we called her the matriarch. What's the matriarch gonna say to this?
And I think we really have respect for the elders also.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's in our culture and in our tradition. Oh, okay. We are white indigenous peoples, to make it clear for everyone. Thank you.
Shall we take the last one that we are?
Oh, yeah, finally arrived at the last. All of us here on Earth, we imagine that this planet is the only inhabited one in the universe. We are sure that our race is superior, that our faith and our God are the holiest. We imagine that our land is the best country on earth, that our flag is the prettiest, that our football team is the toughest. And we believe that the town we live in, is the best place in the country. And then we assume that our family is the best in the whole area. And then you think that you yourself are the absolute best in your family. Thank you. What I love. No fun.
Okay, so me look hope the Sami.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one? She's going to read one poem in Sami. You can.
Yes, Makara.
Vaata vaikka tämän huuragalla aikis vai?
Huragalla aikis. Kovadas aikis on huragalla saluoli. Son vaata vatsi. Muhtumen kirti. Son godda dola vaimustis. Ja sorma gejinis. Soatja rabtain. Osa ja zahkea dola, dolos arani.
Yes, thank you. Do anyone have questions? So you can feel free to ask any questions.
Yeah, we are through with our program.
No questions so far. So if you have more for yourselves, and hopefully some will come in.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, one just came in. Sorry.
Okay.
This is from Julie. She's asking, when do you come to Seattle? So.
Wow, we come to Seattle at any time someone invites us.
Invite us both.
Yeah, please invite us both. We will pack our suitcase and come. Sure. No, it would be very nice to go to Seattle.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We have a very nice Nordic museum out there, the National Nordic Museum, that we collaborate sometimes with. So
yeah, nice.
okay. Oh, another one just came in. Oh, she just replied, we would love that. So okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Do you have any more questions for each other and see if anyone is brave to ask a question, or do we want to say goodbye? It's your call.
Yeah, I guess we are very done. We are quite done, and we are very happy. Thank you with the time you have given us and shared with us. So
yeah,
thank you all very much.
Yeah, thank you for giving us your time and sharing your beautiful work, and Lisa for the wonderful moderation. Oh, one more just came in. Sorry. Oh, well, people are shy. Sorry, it's just Julie commenting. So she just thanks you very much as well. But thank you. Yes, and hopefully we can do this live one time. You know, you have an invitation. It sounds like you have an invitation to Seattle, and hopefully you have an invitation here to New York.
Oh, wow.
We would love to. We would, love to continue presenting Sámi culture and literature and film and music to the U.S. audience. So
thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening or this afternoon. And I hope to see everyone soon again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you to Scandinavian House in New York.
Thank you very much. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye-bye.